hell out of here. This is how you know bitches be hating on you. Bitches be, I can't stop smiling because it's so fucking ridiculous. Once you have sex with a man, it's a pure stroke to his freaking ego. It is. And then he's weak. You got him. The only time this doesn't work is when the man all right, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. Because yesterday, somebody brought something to my attention. And it was a coworker. She brought something to my attention, and this is what she said. She said, I was told to stay away from you. She's a new employee. Like, me and her, we used to work together like when we were young, though. You know what I'm saying? So I know her from another place. So, now she's here in Atlanta. And the first thing that they told her was stay away from me. And it's like, are you serious? Like, she knows me really, really, really well. But okay. So I just said, oh wow, that's interesting. So I was talking to another coworker of mine who, me and her, we happen to be pretty good friends, And she says, yeah, girl, they told me the same thing when I first started working here. And I'm like, are you serious? So, but she did ask them why, right? Let me tell you what they said. This is how you know bitches be hating on you. Bitches be oh my God, these people be hating on me so fucking much. You just gotta love it. I can't stop smiling because it's so fucking ridiculous. Once upon a time, a long time ago, right? When I moved to the Atlanta area, I started working for this, let's just say, should I say company? We'll just say company. I started working in this department for this company. In this department, there were a lot of psychologists. Psychologists are like undercover weirdos, to be honest with you, right? And they are big on everything fits. And if something doesn't fit, it's because there's a problem, right? Now, all my life, I have been one of those people who I'm going to question you when something does not make sense, right? I'm going to question you when something does not make sense. All right, so let's fast forward to this time when I started working for this psychologist who was crazy. She was so crazy that it eventually started coming out. Like, people started to realize that she was crazy and that I was not the one who was the crazy one. It was her. There's a book that's called Mean Girls at Work. Yo, these were those chicks. These were those chicks. And if anybody knows how to be a mean girl, it would be someone in the mental health field. Because the way they get away with being mean to people is they use their skills. You know what I'm saying? And so to the untrained eye, to a person who has employed a psychologist, they are trusting the psychologist because they think that psychologists know what they're talking about. Sometimes they get a little bit too personal with things that they shouldn't get personal about. And if you're just a mean person, it doesn't matter what your occupation is. You're just still mean. You know what I'm saying? You're just still mean. Here I am, right? I am in this story, you could call me the truth seeker. In this story, you can call me I'm the hero in this story, right? You can call them the villains, okay? I'm the hero, because we're all heroes in our own story, right? But truly, I am the hero in this story. Seriously. You guys are like, Tam, get to the fucking point. Get to the point. Some of these mean girls were sleeping around. And they were sleeping with the big bosses. Let me tell you what mean girls have learned. Once they've gotten a little bit older, mean girls have learned the game. The game is to sleep your way to the top. I ain't lying. I ain't said it was a good game, and I never said the game was fair. But that's the game that people like to play in the corporate world. Sleep the way to the top. You've seen it in movies so many times. You've seen it. You've heard about it. You already know that I'm telling the truth, because that's what happens. The girls end up sleeping their way to the top, right? So why does this happen? Why, when they sleep their way to the top, why does this happen? It works. Because why? Because men are weak. Men are weak. Once you have sex with a man, if a man is not savvy, you know what I'm saying? If he hasn't had a whole lot of like sexual encounters, if he was a dud in grade school and all that kind of stuff, and now he's peaked because he's a corporate dude and he looks good in suits and all that kind of stuff, and people stroke his ego every single freaking day. Once that man starts having sex with women who are like kind of underneath him, it's a pure stroke to his freaking ego. It is. And then he's weak. You got him. The only time this does not work is when the man is a man and he has had several women and he knows the manipulative games that women play. Once a man knows that, sex is not, you can't use that tool with him. But if a man was a dud in school and he becomes this corporate guy in the world, and he ends up having sex with people that are underneath him, you can totally use this to your advantage. And that's what these women did. They did. They not only slept with like the guy that was in charge, they slept with like some of the people who were right next to him, like his right hand men, you know what I'm saying? So when everybody gets in on this, it becomes something else. You're not even at work anymore. Like, this becomes something freaking out. It's so fucking toxic because the chain of command is screwed. It's freaking screwed. So here I am, the hero in this story, trying to seek justice, trying to seek answers, trying to seek the truth, right? Meanwhile, these men have been contaminated and corrupt by who? These women that they have chose to sleep with. I despised this particular CEO, despised his ass because of what he allowed these women to do to him, because it affected me. Because these little women, right, they would go to this guy and they would say, oh, boss, can you do such and such so-and-so to Tam? Can you put Tam in time out? Can you do this? Can you just make Tam's life a fucking living hell? And the CEO was like, you know what? I can do a little bit of that. I can make her uncomfortable. So that's what we'll do. We'll make her uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Tam was like, wait a minute. Why are y'all fucking with me? I didn't do shit. Why are you fucking with me? I'm going to tell you one thing that happened with this one particular woman who at one point in time was my boss. She was a white female. She was actually younger than me, actually, right? As if that matters, but it'll matter it'll matter a little bit later. I'm not going to share that story, but I'll share this story. So she comes to my office because she's a new female, you know, she's my boss, right? So she says to me, I just kind of want to get the dirt on everybody. I know you've been here for a long time. Tell me what's going on with everybody, because you would know, right? And I said, yeah, nah, that's not really what I do. Like, I like for people to kind of figure people out on their own. Like, I don't have any dirt on anybody. So she looked at me and she said, you know what? You're a smart woman. Okay. Baby, after that, I was done. Something that simple made me a target because I refused to play mean girl games with her. I'm not doing that shit. If you want to figure out some shit on people around here, you got to figure that shit out on your own, but I'm not going to help you with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's not who I am, and I've never been that type of person. So she couldn't get that information from me. So it became a smear my name campaign type thing. Eventually, the CEO ends up passing away. He ends up dying because he had cancer, right? So he ends up dying. After he's made my life a fucking miserable hell, it was just so much shit. It was just so much shit with him. And these women. It was so much shit with them, right? I was writing his ass up left and fucking right. Him and those damn women. I was writing their asses up left and right. I sure was. He ended up getting sick. He ended up dying of cancer. When he died, this is what I put on my social media page. I said, just because a person passes away does not necessarily mean that somebody's going to be sad about it. And I still feel the same way. And I mean that shit. To the day I fucking died, I mean that shit. Just because you pass away, it does not necessarily mean that somebody's going to be crying because you gone. And the same goes for me. Shit, I got so many haters out there. They motherfuckers might be happy when I go, but I realize that. That's just reality. So I'm saying that to say this. When I asked the coworker, my second, the coworker, and I told her about it, and I said, so-and-so told me that she was told to stay away from me. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? And then the second coworker told me, yeah, they told me the same thing. And they said, because when the CEO passed away, he put something mean on Facebook. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. What? I was like, girl, bye. Oh my freaking God. Yo, grow the fuck up. For as long as I live, as long as I have breath in my body, I'm going to speak my truth. I am going to say how I feel. And I don't give a damn who is offended by it.